Bow hunting big bucks in the rain. If it's raining out, should I go out and waste my time? That's what everyone wants to know, right? So something I don't hear a lot about as far as killing big bucks is hunting after a rain. I think it's very overlooked, and in my opinion has been very critical part to my success killing some nice deer on these two small farms I hunt. So what tipped me off to this is on my cameras after a real good rain, my cell cameras, all of a sudden a big buck would be on her feet and I'd be like, man, I should have been out there. You know, everyone says bucks are locked up, you know, don't waste your time till the next day after a rain. I killed a real nice 8-pointer a couple of years back in a light rain like this and after a heavy rain, and I just had a real nice buck encounter a couple evenings ago right after a good rain, even though all the hunting apps were saying it was a horrible day and sit home. So we got a good rain today and tomorrow here in the Midwest, so I am going to slide out tomorrow after that rain. You can bet on it. The winds will be shifting west northwest, and it could be a really good sit, really good day. I'm going to try to get this video out in time for you guys to see this. So but that goes through the end of October and those first 2 weeks of November. After a good rain, get in the stand. It is not talked about, it is overlooked. Real giant 8-pointer I was after. This is October 22nd. Just a massive 8-pointer. Real good rain. Rain stopped at about 4 o'clock. I slid out in the stand. Sure enough, he come out at about 5:30. I didn't get a shot opportunity, and the neighbors ended up killing that buck, but boy, was he nice. And that was after a rain again. My early stages of my career, I had a lot of guys that would say, oh, if it's raining, the bucks are locked down. Don't even bother going out. Big bucks aren't moving. You know, they're hunkered down. They won't be moving till the next day, or, you know, don't even waste your time. Nobody talked about the fact right after a good rain, especially this time of year, pre-rut rut, right after a good rain, 9 times out of 10, that big buck that you got pictures of that you're after will get on their feet right after a good rain, especially if it, you know, lays down around between 3 and 5 o'clock in the evening, right before evening. If that rain stops, big bucks will be on their feet. You know, if you look at next week, first week in November, there's days it says 5-10% chance of shooting your mature deer. Are you out of your mind? The first week in November? If you're a serious bow hunter, you know better, and you know you got to be in that tree. 0%, 10%, not even a chance. It is probably the best week of the year here in the Midwest and Wisconsin for a mature deer to be on its feet. If not, these next couple days, the end of October, Halloween. Hands down. And the apps tell me 5-10% chance of killing a big buck. Nuts. You know, they're getting rich off these apps. That's the sad part. And some guys are listening to them and they're missing huge opportunities. I don't want you guys to be one of those guys. Get in the woods. October 28th through November 8th. Get in the woods. Prime time. It's go time. So yeah, why do guys push these hunting apps? They're making a lot of money from it, right? Let's be honest. Don't live and die by those hunting apps. You got to go by what your cameras are telling you. If there's a hot doe in the area, don't just not go hunting, especially if you have limited time to hunt because of work, family, etc. Get out and hunt, especially on smaller properties. And I'm not saying the moon, the red moon and all that. I'm not saying it hasn't paid off for some of these guys. Don't fall into that too much. Sales tactics and gimmicks and apps. These guys are getting rich off this stuff. I'm not saying it doesn't all work, but let the deer, let your cameras tell you what's really happening out there. Because if I would have listened to the apps, all 3 apps were telling me don't hunt. I went out, I sat the last hour and a half, and guess what? There's my target buck in broad daylight. So don't always go by those hunting apps, guys. So the moral of the story is, guys, I don't care what your hunting apps tell you to do. This weekend, next week, get out in the woods. If you got a big target buck you're after, hunting a small property, you got to get in the woods. Now is go time. We're literally in the best 2-3 weeks of the year, all season, as far as getting big bucks on their feet. These next 3 weeks, best of the year. Do what you can to get off work, because it's go time. And I hope you guys knock a big one down. Anything more than a mist or a light drizzle, it doesn't seem like the big bucks move, but after rain for me, I've had some really good success seen a lot of really good action. Real nice buck I'm after. First time I saw him on the hoof at 50 yards. So, and it was warm. You know, this was October 23rd, 70 degrees here in Wisconsin, and all my hunting apps said 5% chance of any deer movement because it was warm. We had a south wind. You know, if I would have went by my deer apps, knock on hunting, I would have missed that opportunity at that nice buck. Granted, I didn't get a shot at the buck. He took the wrong trail. If it would have been the other stand, it would have been game over. The right time of year, obviously, pre-rut. You know, if hunting after the rain in September, you might not have the success as October or especially November. Obviously, bucks are on their feet a lot more. These hunting apps, they're great if you're a beginner, just learning, just starting out. It's a good tool to use to decide when to go hunting. But once you've been hunting for a while, and after you can constantly see big bucks on their feet after a rain, it doesn't matter what my hunting app tells me to do. I'm going in the woods. I can think of probably just in the last 5 years, 3 or 4 years of my target buck getting up after a rain. Last year I had a heartbreaker, a real nice 10-pointer I was after. This is November 4th. Same thing, my hunting apps, even November 4th, saying like 10-20% chance, don't go hunting. It was raining all day. I seen that rain was gonna stop at 4:30, and it got dark at about 6 o'clock, and I was like, I gotta get in the stand. And I got in the stand right after that rain. I don't like I wear scent lock gear. I don't like having to re-wash it or re-dry it and worried about it being soaking wet, storing it away in the ozone. So I don't like to sit in the pouring rain. Plus I don't see a lot of deer in the pouring rain, but right after rain's a whole nother story. I don't mind a little drizzle or mist like this because the big bucks will move in a drizzle or mist. I've seen it over and over, that nice 8-point I shot. So yeah, I'm not selling you guys the best rain gear or spray that's gonna cover up your scent or a hunting app that's gonna tell you when you're gonna kill that big deer. I'm not pushing any of that. I'm just sharing my passion of chasing big bucks with you guys and hopefully giving you some tips you can take down the biggest buck of your life and share that excitement. We got a good rain today and tomorrow. I know I'm gonna be sliding out after that big rain. Hopefully put a big one down. So October 27th morning, I had a nice 11-point with split G2s on each side that I passed up last night. I'll show you the footage. That deer's got so much potential. Split G2s on each side. When that deer is a 5.5, he can be world class, typical. He could be that deer at that 180 range. So it's pre-rut. It's go time. Great time to kill big bucks, right? Well, it's obvious if you've been a bow hunter for a while. Hunt the doe bedding areas, hunt the travel corridors, the pinch point, the funnels, scrapes, all that. But I don't hear a lot of guys talk about hunting after a big rain. I wanted to get this out for you guys because we got rain all day today. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get this video out. End of October, pre-rut, after a good rain, get in the stand. Super overlooked, not talked about a lot, so I thought I'd get this video out there. How many times, I want to hear from you guys if you've killed a real nice buck after a rain, or what's your experience hunting in a heavy rain or after a rain. I'm not sure the science behind it. I'm not a deer biologist. Some guys say they're freshening up their scrapes after a rain. Some guys, you know, the noise in the woods, it gets quiet after rain. That all makes sense to me. I don't know the true reason big bucks get on their feet after rain. They only know, but I can tell you they get on their feet after a rain. Seen it over and over. Does will feed after a rain. That's probably why the big bucks are up, because the does are up feeding as well. So pay attention to it, especially if you own a small hunting property. It's led me to some great bucks, opportunities on some really good bucks. So pay attention to it this season, and then hopefully it helps you guys land a giant. All right, good luck, guys.